So I've got a bit done over the long weekend, or well, this is the last day of the long weekend, and yeah, happy with the progress. I've got my air compressor basically in and set up. I've had to design a new bar to go in the back, just because I couldn't get one at the time. I've got my alternator in, 130 amp high mount kit that we do over at Brown Bear Components. I've done mine a little bit differently on a couple of things as far as running my wiring, and you'll see that there's these two extra wires there. That is for my fast fuel system, which is in the back, which then supplies my pump, because there's no lift pump here, so I'm using an electric lift pump. I've got to finish off a little bit of stuff on the back. So I've got this nice braided PTFE hose. I'm just waiting for the end that connects to the cylinder head so I can have the bleed off pressure there. I've got my belts in there. I've got a fast ratio pulley off of a MB track, I do believe. A little bit different in sizing, slightly smaller, so it will drive the water pump a bit faster. I don't know what the percentage is because I actually haven't bothered measuring them yet. I just know it's the faster one off the MB track. Turbos are in. I've got to make a couple of brackets still to hold the piping up. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do that. Definitely have room for it, which is good. So that's all set up. I've eliminated most of my belts. So instead of having 5, 6 belts across that whole system, I've now only have 3, which will make life a bit easier that way. I've got all my sensors in now. So that's for my dash, and then that's for my fan controller, so my PWM. I'll wire that in. Everything will get wired into my plugs up here. I'll just go across through my mess. See, I've got my nice bracket there, which is going to see a modification today to have a nice set of billet hose clamps there instead of using the zip ties just for the 2 fuel lines. The electrical can then be zip tied to that bracket. Everything will sit nice and neat. Got most of my stuff done. So this is my lift pump I was talking about before. So this is a fast fuel system. It's 24 volt setup, is specifically set up so I can do the Unimog stuff. I've put it here where my old battery box would be, because my battery box is there and my fuel tanks are there behind my radiator. All my hoses for the returns and feeds set up there. A little bit more to do. I've got to shorten all the intercooler hosing and still put the pump in for the water, but other than that, it's all coming together. You'll be able to see. I'll see if I can go up. So I've got a second set of temperature sensors. The bottom one goes to the dash to tell me what the radiator is running at, and the top one is to the second fan controller. Because I have 3 fans on the back here, I'm actually going to control those in different stages. With the PWM controller, that'll allow me to set the temperature that I want the fan to turn on, and then I can also then change the ramping on it as well to say if it's at a certain temperature, only run it at half speed. So still lots of learning to do on that. Everything's going good. Hopefully today I'll get a little bit of chance to play with my dash with the Heltec unit in there and wire up all my switches. So the red toggle there is for my fuel pump, and then the top rows for lighting, and the other ones in the bottom are for the water pumps and for the fan controllers to turn those on and off. So yeah, a little bit different. It's all getting there, and we still got to get a roll cage put in here. Fire extinguisher will probably come out of that section. I've got to figure out, as far as FIA rules, if I have to have a fire suppression system in here for running in a diesel class with the land speed guys, but we'll figure that out later. If I need to do fire suppression, I've always got heaps of room to mount it on the tray and run it into the cab. So figure that out, slowly getting there. I still want to put a rooftop aircon in. I know it kind of sounds like a weird thing to do on a race truck, but it will make it a lot cooler and a lot more comfortable for me. So I'm probably going to do a red dot unit like you've seen on the Goanna. I'll cut the whole center panel out, make a new one, and then that will, yeah, sort out what I need to do there. Make everything a bit more comfortable. With the roll cage, I'll probably have my seat bases removed and then a couple of bits and pieces there as well. So that'll go across. That'd be basically support bars that go all the way across for the bracing. But yeah, that's where I'm at today. Fair bit of stuff going on. All my electrics work. Everything's, you know, far as have power to them, so I can fire up my dash and fire up all my control panels. Bump started the truck over with the starter to make sure that all that was working. I've got oil in the engine. Finished off my oil lines for the air compressor. So I've run these a little bit different to factory as well. Similar in positioning, but I've just changed how I want to route them. Oh yeah, and then I've got to finish wiring up my winch and the lights. So yeah, probably at least another few weekends until I can start it. I've got all my hose clamps coming. I've still got to roll beads on the water pipes and a couple of bits and pieces there. But definitely can't complain. It's coming together. Happy with the progress, and I'm really keen to get this thing running. See how the exhaust is run on this now. Thanks for having a look.